When a character is well written, you remember them. When a character is poorly written, you also remember them. But who is the best character in the extended universe? Hello to my Padawans, I'm your Jedi Master today, and I would like to welcome you guys to the top 5 extended universe characters. Now, a few years back, I did top 5 canon characters, and it did pretty well. So I figured I'd be able to do the sequel, which is the top 5 extended universe characters. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Number 5. Coming in at number 5 is going to be Darth Bane. Now, Darth Bane is pretty much the existence as to why the entire Sith Order was set up in the way that it is. He created the Rule 2. He created so many lessons that ended up serving the Sith for generations. This guy has a trilogy of books that are both fantastic and very well written. He manages to do incredible things with the Sith Order, and the reason he initiates the Rule of 2 is so that the Sith Order ultimately does not collapse in on itself, due to the Sith constantly having the nature of overthrowing their masters in order to gain the prestige and move up inside of the Sith Order. Having the Rule of 2 states that there is only one master and one student. While there can be many masters and many students, one master and one student. Number 4. Coming in at number 4 is Atton Rand from Star Wars Knights of the Republic 2, The Sith Lords. Now, I have done my video on Atton in regards to his entire lore. However, Atton is a very interesting character simply because of his backstory. His backstory is that he worked with the Sith in order to kill the Jedi. As a result, he has an intense hatred for the Jedi. His hatred running so deep and being so passionate that he ends up killing the one woman he loved. Additionally, he is just an all-around interesting character, being able to block out the Force using his mind. He is both one of the best and one of the funniest characters inside of the Star Wars universe and the extended universe as a whole. He is the Han Solo of the Old Republic era, and that is why he is fantastic. Number 3. Coming in at number 3 is Darth Revan. I know, Revan being this high up on the list. Now, don't get me wrong, Revan has long history behind him, especially as you look into his lore. His lore is intense, so much so that I actually had to spread it out into 2 videos covering his lore. He lives for 300 years and has the benefit of being Jedi, Sith, Jedi, and then something more. He has shown constantly to have a very powerful connection to the Force, being an insane lightsaber wielder and being able to go toe-to-toe with some of the greatest Sith and Jedi. Not only that, he is the entire reason why the Jedi Civil War came to a close, and he was able to overthrow Malak's dark intentions for the Star Forge, which was to overtake all of the galaxy and destroy it. Number 2. Coming in at number 2 is Kaeya, or Darth Kaeya. There are a bunch of videos about Kaeya. However, my favorite is a video known as The Philosophy of Kaeya. Kaeya is a very interesting character because she has also managed to be both touched by the light and dark side. However, she is kind of the antithesis to what Revan was, whereas Revan became something more and ended up being able to use both the light and the dark side without being corrupted by either whenever he was revived. Kaeya ends up hating the Force as a result. She hates everything that stands for and wishes for the death of the Force. This is interesting because we've never seen a character that has outright hated the Force in general. They either feel ambivalent to it or don't believe in it at the worst. As a result, she ends up becoming a very interesting character, if not being a thorn in your side throughout the entirety of Star Wars Knights of the Republic 2, because if you do anything that's considered compassionate or anything that's just outright evil, which is how the game recommends that you play in general due to its traditional binary system, but it's a very gray storyline. She ends up chastising you for any decision that you end up making because you are not wielding the power of the situation, rather you're wielding the power of the Force. Number 1. And coming in at number 1 is Mithra. Now, I did my video on Mithra, and it has since become my most popular video ever. And I think that's because Mithra, despite only living to being about 35 years old, is a very interesting character. She's had several adventures, and she was actually able to turn away from the dark side, being one of the only Jedi to come back from the Mandalorian Wars to face the Jedi Council and accept her punishment. She ended up cutting herself off from the Force and exiling herself. Despite the fact that the Jedi attempted to exile her, she ultimately did it to herself. Whenever she reestablishes her connection to the Force, she becomes the only living wound in the Force, the first of her kind as well. Being that she is the only living wound of the Force means that she has powers to influence over all people. Instead of being completely dead to the Force, she's instead empowered by it. However, due to the fact that she is the living wound, she also could be considered the death of the Force if things turn out poorly. It is why she is number 1 on this list. She is an intensely powerful character, has a very long history. If you do want to see her uncovering Star Wars lore, link will be down in the description box below. Alright guys, so that is the top 5 Star Wars Extended Universe characters or legends. If you guys did enjoy this, make sure to give this video a big like. It does help out a lot. And tell friend today about my Star Wars channel because it's pretty awesome. And may the Force be with you. Always.